Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now I am going to discuss my question number 1 of assignment. The statement of the problem is individual project through assembly with protest and see the register and flag movements mention all relevant flags. Interface keypad with AVRT28P using the IC as attached in any 7 segment display. So our problem says make a 4-bit calculator that can show result in hex. Do the following operation: addition and subtraction. So in this question we have to make a calculator of 4-bit which can perform two operations, which are addition and subtraction, and show the result in hex in on 7 segment display. So this is our required problem, and this is the sample of a Proteus simulation in which we have the keypad interface and the IC to convert the keypad into binary, and then we have the Atmel 328P microcontroller and the two 7 segment displays for the output. This is the IC's configuration. So now we have to make the assembly code on Atmel Studio for this problem, and flowchart and block diagram. Now on the screen you can see that I have the block diagram and flowchart of our required problem. So in the block diagram we have the port B and C used as the input. Port B takes the two input numbers from the user which we have to add or subtract, and port C is used to state whether we have to perform the addition operation or subtraction operation. Then on the block you can see that we have the following code to perform this operation, and finally at the output we have the single port D uses as the output attached with the 7 segment display. After that you can see that we have the following flowchart in which first we have to load the R16 with the 00, so we can use this at the input to declare port B and C, and after that we have to load the R17 with the 0xFF, so all bits of the R17 will be 1, and we can use it to declare the port D as an output. After that we have the two conditions. If the value on the port C is 0x41, if this condition is true, then we are going to implement the addition operation on the inputs taken from the port B and C, and finally the output will be shown on the port D and the program ends. But if the value on the port C is not 0x41, then we are going to check whether the port C value is 0x42. If the value on the port C is 0x42, then we have to perform the subtraction operation on the inputs taken from the port B and C and displays the output on port D, and our programs end. But if the port C value is neither x42 nor 0x41, then we have to go back on the inputs that we are taken from the port B and C. So our program goes back to the previous states. Now we have made the block diagram and the flowchart of our problem. Now our next step is to make the program on the Atmel Studio for the Atmel 328 microcontroller. So now we will move towards the Atmel Studio. Now you see that on the screen I have made the program for the problem, in which you see that we have the start. So our program starts here, and .org0x00 tells the compiler that the statement starts here. After that you see that I have load the value of R16 with the 0x00 and R17 with the 0xFF. After that you see that I have to declare the port B and C as an input, so I am going to give the value of R16 to the DDR-B and DDR-C. So all of the bits of the DDR-B and C will be 0, and then port B will be declared as an input. Because I have to make port D as an output, so I am going to send the value of R17 which is 0xFF on the DDR-D. So all the bits of the DDR-D will be 1 high, so the port D will be determined as our output port. After that we have to take the two inputs from the user so we can perform the addition and subtraction operation. So after that I am going to take the two inputs through port B from the user, because our port B is used at the input. So first I have declared input, then the register in which I am going to store the input, and through the pin B. Similarly two inputs. After that I have to choose whether I have to perform the addition operation or subtraction operation. So I am going to use the pin C to decide the whether which perform action. So if the value on the R20 which we have taken from the input C is 0x08, then I am going to perform the addition operation. So that's why I have used here the branch equal statement. If the R20 value is 0x08, then move to the addition function. But if the value of R20 is not 0x08 but it is 0x0c, then branch equal will be jump towards the subtraction operation. After that I have made the two functions, addition and for subtraction. In the addition we have to add the values of R18 and 19, and then finally output will be shown on the port D. And in the subtraction function we have to subtract the values of R18 and 19, and then finally output will be shown on the port D. And after that we have the relative jump on the start, so that function repeats itself continuously. Now we have done the program. Now we are going to build that code. Now our code is complete finally. Now we have to build this. Now you see that our building is succeeded. So now our hex file is generated. Now we have to make the Proteus circuit and then finally load the hex file on the microcontroller and then see the simulation. Now you see that I have made the circuit on the Proteus in which I have used the keypad and the IC which is MM74C922, and the LED and resistor with the ground, and the Atmel 328p controller, and the two LED 7 segment display used for to show the output connected with the port D. First my keypad is connected with this IC, so we can convert the inputs taken from the keypad into binary, and then finally gives to the Atmel microcontroller, and then port D is connected as the output. So all the bits of the port D is attached through the 7 segment display. So this is our required circuit. So you see that I have shown you all the requirements needed for that problem. So that's all.